Affordable housing is part of government's wider plan to ensure that every Kenyan has access to a decent house. I mean, and the plan is to put up about 1 million units by the year 2027. And the question is, are we likely to achieve this? And just who is joining us on the set is a Cabinet Secretary for Lands, Public Works, Housing, and of course, Urban Development, Alice Wahome. She's going to explain to us where are we in terms of implementation, teething challenges, and how the government is addressing this. Thank you very much indeed, Waziri, for joining us. I mean, let's first of all help us understand, when the government is talking about affordable houses, what is an affordable house?
Thank you very much for that question, and in fact this opportunity to speak to Kenyans from the coast. I want to say that when we talk about affordable housing, you have 3 categories. One is not necessarily an affordable housing, but within affordable housing program, we have 2 categories which generally you could say they are affordable. That is social. It's the beginning. The social is the house that is maybe the smallest in terms of space, living space. And we are speaking about 19 to 20 square meters for everything within that house, with all the facilities. That's so the bedroom, kitchen. Yeah, it's a studio. Oh, it's a studio. It's a studio with all those facilities. Kitchen is there. There is the bathroom facility, a living area, and which is together with the bedroom, so to speak. You enter and it's like you are in the whole room. All the facilities are within that space where you have entered.
So you have the bedroom there,
yes,
have the washroom.
Yes, but the beauty is that it has all the necessary facilities, and for a beginner or the first home owners and people with low income, because this is meant for people earning between 20,000 and below, from 20,000 and below. So with the 20,000 and below, you can afford that house, because we are basically asking you to pay 3,900 per month to live and own the house, to live and own. And that's what people are not understanding. They are looking at the total figure, maybe, and they age between 740. In fact, the social ones, the ones within the slum upgrading program are 640,000. Up to then 1.2 million. Those are now affordable social houses. But Kenyans are asking, which person can afford 1 million or 600 or 800,000 when you talk about Mama Boga and the Boda Boda, maybe the Duka person, the day-to-day person earning maybe 300-400 shillings a day. Nobody is asking you to pay the lump sum. You are paying this money within 30 years. So basically what we are asking you is the rent you are paying as a tenant, bring it here to this home, whether it's affordable, whether it is social, whether it's market, so that now it becomes yours instead of paying a landlord. So that is what is affordable.
You don't need to pay any certain lump sum amount?
The lump sum is an amount you can pay between when we start constructing and, like a deposit, and when we give you the house. You see, by the time we finish, you can start saving towards owning your house. And any money you pay by way of deposit or lump sum is part of your money. So it's not a loss in any case. It gives you a good start, but we will not stop you. If you qualify, we won't stop giving you a house because you have not paid the deposit. But we encourage a deposit of 10%. There has been a lot of inquiries and requests whether we can consider bringing down to 5%. Basically, we have agreed that in the principle, you will not miss a house. Most people don't mind paying the deposit because they know it's a good start. But you will not fail to get a house because of that. As a policy, we may consider coming down, because even Parliament is requesting that we bring down to 5%. And something we'll be considering. Of course, there will be need for consultation so that we know whether that is going to be possible. So the second category is a house that is for those earning between 20,000 and 149,000. That is the second category. And that size is 30 square meters. Then the next house is going for 60 square meters. That is market. So within that, then you will find a house which is going for 800, 600,000, 1.2, 1.5, 1.7. Basically with 1.7, within our houses, you will get a 3-bedroom house. 1.7? Yes, you get a 3-bedroom house. Mm-hmm. Yes. But most of them are 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom. So if you now want a bed-sitter, which you call it studio, in Mukuru, Kwaruben, I'm going to give it to you at 640,000. So the deposit is 64,000.
Is there a classification of where the house is? For example, I know there are plans to put up a unit in Woodley Estate, in Kibra constituency. I also know the government is putting up units in Wahome. Is the cost the same for the 2 units?
Cost of the land, the material, the cost is the same basically. The size determines the cost. The size determines the cost, not necessarily the location. Mm-hmm. Because the land is discounted, whichever place it is, we discount the price or the cost of the land. So basically, if you, some units, because the difference is, if we give you a slum upgrading, the ones that are under the slum upgrading, they are slightly cheaper, okay? But basically, I want to tell Kenyans, these houses are between 600,000 and 1.7, 1.9, the very expensive ones. Of course, you'll get 3-bedroom at 4.7 for the affordable, because from social, then you have affordable. Affordable is because you are earning between 20 and 149. Then after 149 and above, then we'll give you what we call market, middle income earners. So basically those are 3 categories, 20,000 and below, and then above 20,000 up to 149,000, that's affordable. The rates are still good. Then from there you have now the middle class or low income. In between there, then that one you pay slightly more. And that's the one now going for 1.5 or 1.2, depending of course on where it is in terms of what program is it within. Because social then means you are catering for the person with the lowest income.
When you look at, the plan to deliver 1 million units by the year 2027, is that feasible?
The 1 million was for 5 years. Because it is a government program, we're still working with 5 years. Are we together? It is possible to achieve 1 million within 5 years. So far, we are going towards 200,000, which we said we'll do within 1 year.
200,000?
Yes, because so far I have 140,000. Of course, the question is, but you have done 2 years. Maybe Kenya should give me the benefit of a 1 year off, because you remember, the starting was very difficult. There was a lot of negativity. There were court cases and litigation, and we had not money to get the fund. Now we have a fund, which we are calling the Housing Levy Fund, through Affordable Housing Board, which is already established. The Affordable Housing Board is now the one doing the management of all this. But implementers is the State Department for Housing and other implementers mentioned in the Act. We will be, like the Public Works will be an implementer. Ministry of Defense is actually going to be also an implementer. The county governments are implementers. National Housing are implementers. We are now working on the logistics of how they will access the fund so that we can implement, yes, different agencies can implement. So it is achievable. And the story of whether we are building or not, I want to invite people to our projects. Just go any county in Kenya, you will find and ask where is the affordable housing being done. You will be able to find either the house is somewhere, the houses are somewhere up, coming up, employing very many people. The youth we are talking about now engaged in all our projects. We are talking about 160,000. So the affordable housing is meant to achieve many objectives. One, that will provide a safe, decent living home or space for Kenyans who can never, ever dream of affording that kind of home. Number two, we will create employment. Number three is an economic income approach in terms of, if you look at the whole economic boost that the incomes around that project in that specific area, for example, you'll find these young men are earning and taking money home every month. You'll find mama mbogas are cooking around. You'll find that food is, of course, the people you pay, they will take food. They will buy food to their homes. They will be able to pay school fees. We are building a whole, we are improving the area around the project, because we have to improve and upgrade or improve in terms of expanding facilities like medical facilities, if the health facilities, the school facilities, including then also primary, secondary, and the kindergarten.
When you talk about counties, out of the 47 counties, and you're saying that, and this we have seen, the president has been all over the, in almost all counties, launching this project. But how many counties do we have affordable houses currently under construction?
Currently under construction, 43 counties. And then the 4 remaining counties, we are in the procurement stages. I think Turkana is one of those counties. I think Madeira. You saw the other day when we went to Garissa, we already are ongoing with the affordable housing. Isiolo is already going up, Wajir. So it's Madeira, Turkana, and I think maybe Saburu. But the procurement will be concluded in the next maybe 2 months. I will be in all the counties. And also the plan is to be at least in every constituency, not just in a county. Every constituency, our plan is 290. The minimum we shall have is 220 housing units per constituency. There are, of course, some constituencies, like, the cities, require bigger numbers for us to be able to really start addressing the house demand. Therefore, we are looking at least 10,000 to 20,000 per big cities. Some cities like Nairobi require over 100,000 units. So Machakos demand is between 70 and 100,000 units.
When we talk about delivering around 200,000 units per year, you're looking at about 15,000 units per month. Do we have, such a level of expertise and capacity to deliver 15,000 units of houses in Kenya?
First and foremost, capacity in terms of professionals we have. And we are also building on professionals and working with the universities to assess what other requirements we need in terms of professionals in the building sector. That is one. So far, that is not a problem, luckily, because you have, since 1970, we have been training students, university graduates, in all the areas of the construction sector. So that, for now, is not a problem. 15,000 units we manage per month. We are now settled. We will procure. That is like giving like 5 or 3 contractors, one with 5,000, another one with 2,000, like that. With 6, 7 contractors, I'll build in a month. So I just want Kenyans to understand that the progress is on. The pipeline is ready. We have set our standards. We have our designs, because also there are things we don't have to design every time we are doing a house. If it is doors, the windows, we know what to do and what are the designs. Say for some adaptation in terms of variations, in terms of where maybe the project is, because some soils are different from others and may require a bit of adjustments. So it is going to be possible. I'm very confident with the energy that the president has, with now the energy the team at the at the ministry, and also the fact that other stakeholders, other agencies have been allowed to also access, by the law, to access the fund, we will be able to achieve 15,000. As a country, that is what we should work towards. Support the government, support the ministry, support the cabinet secretary and her teams and the other agencies so that we can achieve. These houses are in high demand. Indeed, we have registered interest from Kenyans, over 550,000. Registered interest, like show of serious interest by, like, when do I have, if I register, when will I get my house, how much, all these necessary questions that tells you the person inquiring is a serious applicant and wants to know how to access the house.
How many people have registered through the Boma Yangu platform?
The registration numbers keep on changing. I can tell you, let me speak of interest registered, because you see we are now starting to release the houses. In the next 2 months, I'll be releasing 4,888 to applicants who have succeeded. But in terms of everywhere, I have told you I'm in every county. In Mukuru alone, I have 1,080.
Which are coming to the market?
Which are coming to the market. In Kirinyaga, in Homa Bay, in all these houses will be ready. If we have a project in Kirinyaga, we have a project in Embu, we have a project in Homa Bay, we have projects in Kisumu. In fact, Kisumu projects will be ready maybe also within the next 3 months. So by the time we hit the end of this year, Kenyans will be coming to say, you know what, we need more houses. So what I need is support.
What kind of support? And
then for us, it's accountability. Support is to just, appreciate and accept that the program is for Kenyans. People see the ministry building and there is a lot of negative energy towards why the program, why are you building, who said we wanted the houses. Of course, the constitution mandates the ministry under Article 43, mandates the government to build houses to ensure that Kenyans can access decent homes, decent houses. And that is not a creation of the government. Indeed, is the way you have been also told, health, access to health is also a constitutional mandate. It's a right for Kenyans. The same way, then housing is also a right. The same way we say education, especially basic education, is also a right. These are within the Bill of Rights. So housing, decent housing, is within Article 43, is within the Bill of Rights. So that is where the government has borrowed its mandate from, so that we are basically fulfilling our mandate. So the support we need is build more and more. And of course, willingly, without too much negativity, we are getting Kenyans money to do this work through the levy. And because we have gone through court processes, I just want to assure Kenyans that it's a small sacrifice. So I would ask Kenyans to pay the sacrifice. 1.5 is being deducted from their salaries. Their employers are also paying 1.5. But assure them that it is our duty to make sure we use the least money in this work. Because, and if you see the sizes, there's no luxury. It's just basically decent and good enough living space.
Madam Waziri, I was going through the statistics of Kenya Revenue Authority, and they were saying that VAT income from VAT, has dropped by about 12% in the last quarter of 2024. And this has been attributed to low disposable income among Kenyans. And the reason why this has been the case is because of the numerous taxes that the government has put in place. Are we looking at a situation whereby in the future we are likely to review the 1.5% levy by the government? Upward.
I think for now we are okay with 0.5, and graciously Kenyans have agreed that we take that. Of course, there was a struggle, but I think the fact that we are settling and we are showing what we are doing with the money, I think will make Kenyans also agree to support and say, look, the money is going to good value, it's being put to good value. The income, Kenya revenue dropping, I have not studied the reasons, I haven't looked at the reasons, but in my view, it's not necessarily that there is little disposable income. If you look at the cost of living has gone down. That should leave a little more money in the pocket of Kenyans, because the cost of basic, items, food items like unga, cooking oil, sugar, transport cost has also gone. So I think sometimes it could also be default on the part of Kenyans. Maybe they have looked for other ways of avoiding paying tax. But if you look then also at the interest rates has now gone down from 18 to 20% interest rate. The central bank rates now have also dropped from maybe 15, 16, dropping to 12, 13 is a good thing. And therefore, that tells you that, again, if you are paying mortgage, the cost will, there is little money being left in your pocket.
When you look at this,
the dollar, you see the dollar has dropped from 160. We must be speaking about these other new good changes that have come with the economy, the hard work that this government has put in to stabilize the economy. So for me, a dollar dropping from 165 to 128, 129 is a good sign, because that means even your commitments, if, for example, you are, and that has big impact on the shilling.
Madam Waziri, when you look at this industry, the construction industry, it has quite a number of regulators, from National Environment Management Authority, National Construction Authority, Engineers Board of Kenya, the county government. There are a number of institutions that are in charge of this. Do you feel, or is it your qualified opinion that this industry is somehow over-regulated?
Not quite. It's not over-regulated, but because we are now looking at a multi-agency team committee working and bringing their synergies together, especially in the area of inspection. I think these are some of the things, because we are agreeing that we need a law to look at the inspection of buildings so that we can avoid the collapsing of buildings, because a regulator comes almost at the tail end. There is somebody who needs to see that there is inspection being carried out at regular stages, at various stages of a building when it is coming up, when it's being constructed. Of course, NCA does almost similar work, but NCA and National Building Inspectorate will sit together within the umbrella of MSAC, within the umbrella of multi-sectoral construction agency committee, and see how those mandates can be implemented without conflicting or duplicating the roles. In terms of licenses, they will also look and see where they can collapse the licenses, and most importantly, allow and look for a system, e-system, that will allow applicants, that will allow development plans to be, submitted, applications to be submitted within, management information management system or construction management system, so that the plans are basically handled through online, through maybe e-citizen will be of great use to us. But we will come up with a system that will link also the sectors and the players. Yeah, like a one, may not necessarily be one-stop shop, but when you are in there, you can access the various agencies because there will be linkage. The system will link to each other. But of course, the county has their own role because the initial plans must go through the counties, and their mandate is different from national government mandate because the national government is mainly inspectorate and regulator in terms of control, compliance. You may have the laws, but nobody is complying. So basically, and also, projects of great national importance, strategic national importance also are approved at the level of the national government. So we will look at where we can reduce charges, streamline, remove corruption and bottlenecks, efficiency, expedite the processes, and make them friendly.
Madam Waziri, before I let you go, we also have a case, some cases of affordable houses that were started by the previous regime. Some of them have been completed, others have never been completed. They are stuck at various stages. What is the government doing to ensure that the investors who put their investment in those houses, they get value?
As a State Department, we are engaging some were done jointly with the partners, investors, like the Parklands one was done with investors. I think they have serious issues, Pangani, serious issues with the bank, but we are engaging them to see where the national government can come in and help, because among themselves they are also started, disputes, disagreements. Then the bank rates and issues is something, the loans. So we brought them together thrice to see how we can deal with that. Where we need to take over on arrangement, we will take over. Because we know, and I know, Kenyans have invested, and the Pangan one, they have really been following. And I'm quite aware that it's been very stressful for people who invested there. But the owners of the project, because it was not purely a national government or a county project, the owners need to be more, I think, to be very candid and say, now look, take over this project and complete it on whatever arrangements we'll agree. But purely and largely to save Kenyans from losing their money. That is something the president has also requested, that we look into it. So any other project that was started, there is no project of previous government. The projects are for this government, because governments work in succession. So that they are projects of the Kenyan people, they are projects of the government. Whether it's a county government, no government, when it comes to power, should abandon a project after there is investment by the public, because the money belongs to the public, should abandon because it was a project started by a previous government. That should never, because government is one. Players may be different. At any stage, different times, there are different players, but it's a government project. And that is the spirit, and that is the policy of this government.
What is your message to the Kenyans who are watching this program?
I want to thank them for their continued support, and that I am very resilient, and I will request that we work together so that we can achieve on affordable housing as one of the key pillars of job creation, key pillars of economic development. And I know that the money created around the affordable housing program, it possibly by end of it all, it may be one of the most successful projects, because so far we've taken off. The teething issues are over. So for me, I want to just thank Kenyans for their patience also, for their patience and the continued support.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Madam Waziri, for joining us on Inside the Government, and of course for sharing with us those insights around the affordable housing and the progress so far. Asante sana. We've been talking to the Cabinet Secretary for Land, Housing, Public Works and Urban Development, CS Alice Wahome, and of course giving us an update on the affordable housing projects, where they are, how many have been completed, and some of the challenges they are facing and how they are addressing them. You have been watching Inside Government. My name is O'Brien Kimani. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Bye for now.